he didn't wait for the cross to come. He went out, got the ball and chucked it in his goal. Isn't that the game? And then he goes. Then he had to dive then. But anyway.
Well, that's his general game, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Maybe.
And but also, Rob, when you get that part of the way through, and it's Millwall 1-0, what did you honestly expect? Because I know what I expected, but when Burnley are drawing, Millwall are losing. It's Tome as well, wasn't it? Was it Tome last night? Were they at home last night, Sheffield United?
Yes, lost at home.
Yeah. So when you heard that, because we've heard that before, it always goes bad, but wasn't it good? Wasn't it good that it stayed like that? So if the results stay like this to the top, you're right, we are. But
I thought I just expected Derby to be up for it against Burnley, and I thought, it's going to stay as a draw here, but I did expect Sheffield United to get a late equaliser, like 11th minute sort of thing.
11th. Did you see him afterwards? There was quite a lengthy interview he gave.
No, I didn't.
There was quite a lengthy interview he gave, and he's clearly well pissed off. I don't think he's blaming the players, but he's really well pissed off because I think.
Who's he blaming?
Who
was he blaming?
No, he wasn't that. He was just in a strange mood. But I think it was about. I think he knows they've been rumbled. I think he knows they've been quite lucky so far, and he knows that it's working through. But I have to say, grudging. I quite like him, but I hate him really. But going through. So, as you understand it now, Rob, with the game still to play between them, 4 wins, and that's us, isn't it? 4 wins, and we got 3 at home, haven't we?
It depends. It could be 3 wins. It depends on what Burnley, Sheffield United result is.
Go on.
Oh yeah, 4 for certain. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. But let's just get 5 and be damned.
I remember you telling me not so long ago, how many points will you be satisfied? 110, right. 91, 92, 93, anything at the minute, right?
I think I actually said 95 will do it. It doesn't matter. I was only picking numbers out of a bleeding hat. I didn't actually mean anything by it. But I thought we were on a great run then as well. So it's your fault actually for asking.
Well, yeah. I think I mentioned to you in the week. I've been lucky enough, fortunate enough, or skillful enough to get a ticket at Oxford. Now I think that's 3 games on. So I might actually see them seal it, Rob. I might see them seal it. What do you reckon? Any chance?
Better not. It's home game. Got to be home game. If we seal it. Look.
Well, Rob, I'll be thinking of you. Not very hard, though.
Cheers, mate.
Anytime. 8 o'clock on a Friday night. What's that about? But anyway, let's move on from that. So, what do you reckon, really seriously, Rob, just thinking about it, what do you reckon is going to happen now? Because you can see this could go 2 ways. They could be full of themselves and they drop off, or it could be full of themselves and they really come home to roost. What do you reckon is going to happen in the next game? Who we got next? Is it Preston at the weekend at Leeds?
Preston, 12:30 kick-off Saturday.
12:30.
Yeah. I've said I don't want to seem to be sort of negative or too pragmatic about it all, but it's not going to be an easy game. So we need to be on have our wits about us, because Preston will make it hard for us because they're not a pretty or pleasant team, and they enjoy sort of kicking us in the air. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want to be too confident because I said we beat Swansea easily and we didn't. So we need to learn from that, really. I think the last 2 results, I know people disagree, that's fair enough, but I thought Luton result was decent. And last night proved it in a way that it was more than decent because we won last night. If we'd drawn or lost last night, then it'd have been a different story, of course, and we'd have all been down. But you got to say we're a much better team than Preston. We should be going in with confidence high. We've got enough. We are at home. And I think we have learned lessons from recent matches, so it should be a straightforward win for us. And that's my prediction for that. And I think it is a cliche, treat every game one at a time, but really and truthfully, we've got enough to to win them all.
Do you expect he'll stick by the same lineup? Do you think there's any chance he played Bamford from the start? I can't see it myself, but do you think there's any chance of that?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it'd be fair on Bamford either. I think just bring him on a bit earlier, though. It depends how it goes, you see. I mean, Pirot just tried last night. Not a lot happened, but then again, he did nearly score. And
yeah, he does, but he just seems a bit off colour. So it's like this. They showed the stats beforehand about the goals haven't been great. James has been scoring, Orange has had one, but the numbers aren't there goal-wise. Just a bit odd. And I think there is this thing about if he's not scoring, what does he bring? But then you only need him to bring a goal, don't you? So it's difficult.
It's a puzzle. Yeah, you could say that with all justification if he's a centre forward. But Pirot's not really centre forward. He's not really a number 10 either. That's the sort of dilemma I think we've all known for ages. At least with Bamford, really his main position is number 9. Now he's not your archetypal centre forward who pump it up to big lad.
Up to big chap.
So he's hardly Lee Chapman, but nevertheless he's got attributes which sort of put him as a centre forward more than any other orthodox player, really. But Pirot's got a great skill, but I don't. Again, we've hardly had a game. I haven't finished, David.
I'm very sorry, Robert.
We've had a game where all the Leeds team, all the players have been on song. Hardly had a game, where they've all played well. And again last night, Aronson worked hard. What did he do? Do you remember? Anything really of note? Pirot, quite similar, really. There weren't many outstanding performances last night, but it was a great team performance in a way, and a great, fantastic result, as we all know. So it's difficult. You can't. I think we're always going to struggle to sort of identify what Pirot brings to the team. Yeah. If you don't give him chances, it's not going to finish chances. He doesn't really carve any out himself.
Well, you've got to play to that, haven't you? And I sometimes think, we should have known, put it that way, we should have known he was neither number 9 nor number 10 before we went in. So we go out, do the observations, etc. Now, other than goals, I can't understand, therefore, why they went for someone who's just goals rather than someone who could cover for Bamford. Do you understand that? Just the perspective, the thinking in there.
Well, when we signed Pirot?
Pirot, yeah.
Well, it's Arthur, isn't it? So who knows? Who knows what was going on in that fucking adult brain of his?
Arthur had gone by then, wasn't it? So Pirot come in last year. Yeah. They come in last year. He come in when they were in the Championship after we'd been relegated because he was playing the Premier League. I'm just thinking because you get this, because again, that's their job. They must know what Farke or whoever's after, and they must pick that. So sometimes it just feels like they're fooled by the video or the goals or something. But he doesn't look like what we'd want. You can see he adds real value. You can see when he's on form and when he's really up for it. He does.
Well, you see, I'm not trying to make a joke or be clever here, but if your club or your recruitment staff, your scouts, if they don't know what they're looking for, then they're not going to know when they find it. If that makes sense. So Pirot, plenty of attributes, but a lot of them just play football manager, don't they? Or just do this sort of stats game without actually getting to know the play. The most interesting, compelling transfer that never happened in recent years for Leeds was Marcelo Bielsa wanting Dan James, and if we'd have got him at the time, we'd have coasted it to Premier League, but we didn't.
Do you seriously believe that, Rob? Because I'll tell you,
I do.
Until the last 18 months, and it is the last 18 months, I thought with Dan James, really fast. You get a lot of wingers really fast. I seriously didn't believe he had an end product before this last couple of seasons. And I think with that, it would have made a difference with Bielsa. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure it would have been that much better than Harrison in the Leeds game. Just let's talk about what ifs for a bit. What do you think would have happened? How do you think he would have played him if we had got him that year?
Bielsa would have made him a better all-round player. I agree with you there. I also agree with Harrison for all his critics, and he's got millions of them these days. When he was at Leeds under Bielsa, he was a proper grafter, but they all were proper grafters.
Yeah.
But he had an end product as well. But what I liked about Harrison, I said this at the time when he got an equaliser at Millwall. I think in the season we didn't go up.
Millwall.
No, it was a season. It was a season we went up. And I said to my mate down at the game, down at that fucking hole in London near Crystal Palace. Anyway, small town in Crystal Palace. I said at the time, I said, tell you what, Harrison, he never gives up. And then lo and behold, he gets an equaliser from outside the area as well, I believe. So he had a lot of technical ability, and he had a heart, big heart for it all. That seemed to disappear. But I think the critics of Harrison these days are a bit out of order. He didn't let Leeds down much at all. I know he wasn't brilliant, but no one was outstandingly brilliant. Just as a unit under Bielsa, we were amazing most of the time.
I'll tell you what I always thought he was really good at. When the ball hit him, he always stuck, brought it down, got the control.
Nice.
And I think technique. he was always the threat, and he worked hard as well. So he was the type of fullback that could have played. He was the type of winger that could have played fullback because he was that up and down. He never stopped. Same as Alioski, and that was a fantastic side. But compare and contrast, Rob. I know you really rate Marcelo. I know, great manager. Do you think we're better than as a footballing side? Do you think we've got a better squad, better team now than we had with Marcelo? I know he made them far better than they had been previously, but do you think that was a better side than we've got now?
Yeah, it was better. Yeah.
Tell me what way? Go on.
Each player was technically better. I think they had a better. I've got to say as well, they had better tactics as well. It was all out attack with Leeds, and you ran your socks off for the team. So your fitness was superior as well, better than everybody else's, and you were a better player. And they used to say total football whenever it was 70s with Holland, etc. Yeah. But I mean, this is Holland. Total football. It's just
the Netherlands.
Yeah, Holland. It's just a silly gimmick of a name, really. Total football, for want of a better term, came from the 60s, and Don Revie was part of that. But no one gave him credit for that. But basically, what total football meant in those days was every player could play at least one position. They could do. Yeah. They could all swap. Just virtually all of them swap. Obviously, not including the goalkeeper. And with Leeds, each player was under Bielsa. Each player was supremely fit and knew what they were doing. Also, could do it very, very well. And they worked fantastically as a unit. We haven't seen that ever since. I mean, everyone went on about the Stoke home game, Bielsa's first match, and they just got relegated, and we thrashed them basically, even though we're only 3-1, I think. But the playing out from the back was just something not really seen, but how they did it as well. And players like Ayling and Cleach and Alioski, you just suddenly saw players that were amazingly good.
It was the same squad, wasn't it? The same squad he inherited,
Exactly. So to compare that today to today's side, we're miles behind, mate. But that's no disrespect. I don't mean a disrespect to Farke or to the players. You just, it's not the same squad. It's not the same style. It's not the same strategy anymore. We play a different game now. Farke's a good guy, an honourable guy, I think, and that's something that Bielsa had. So something we've got.
I do think, though, seriously, the real difference was we could really get behind them. We could really fall in love with football. We could really, really get pissed off. People liked us again because it was just a magic period, wasn't it? Absolutely magic. And you think you're right. And it was like, people looking back, we had a setbacks. People think it was plain sailing, but I remember the year we didn't go up, and even the year we did go up. It was all those periods when we lost several on the bounce, and you will get that. But and I think you've said before, I'd sooner have gone down with Bielsa than stayed up with Marsh. And look what happened. Look what happened. Look what could have been.
Exactly.
We have talked about that before, Rob. Now I'm just wondering.
And we shall again. I'm sure.
So we shall again. So going forward then, Preston. We've talked about Preston. Rob, do you reckon it's going to be a big smile? or a very dour, oh dear? What do you reckon? Seriously, what's your worst fears about the weekend?
Worst fears is we'll blow it.
Reckon?
I think we'll be smiling. That's my worst fear,
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance we could let this slip now? Because this is a seriously strong position, having been in the depths. Do you think there is any chance that Farke and the players would let this slip now?
Yeah. Of course.
You're supposed to say no. What would cause it to slip, do you think? Just errors, just accidents? What? Look, what? Linos, what?
2 words, yeah. Assistant referees. Referees, assistants.
Referees arse, everybody.
Yeah.
Referees arse. Rob, that we've outstayed a World Cup because I'm still happy. I'm not into the dude. So we say good night, Robert.
Good night, Robert.
Good night, Robert. Very good. Not very funny, but quite good. Good night.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise it was comedy. Cheers. Keep the faith.
It's not comedy.
Fuck
It's never
lies.
been comedy.